Senator Blackburn has asked for 3 minutes, and I will conclude with my own 3 minutes after that. Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attorney General Garland, you just told me that you don't think you ever met Susan Hennessy. Did you hire Susan Hennessy?
I have sign-off authority for everybody, I suppose, in the Justice Department.
Have you and threats of violence. And what I'd like to know is who chose that language, harassment, intimidation, and threats of violence. You've said this reflected your views, but it's become apparent that you did not write this memo yourself. So I would like to know who came up with that language. Was that yours or was that submitted language?
So I don't know whether, let me put it this way. This is language that law enforcement officers are very well understand. It is contained in the federal statute.
Well, in the House Judiciary Committee last week, you said you were concerned only about true threats. Yeah. So are you going to revise your memorandum to make it clear that this applies only to true threats of violence, instead of classifying parents in this country with domestic terrorists such as Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols? The other thing I would like to know, you said to me earlier that your memo was based on the NSBA letter and the news reports. So you've said there was not a lot of independent research done by you and your staff. So if you would please submit to us for the record the news reports that you're referencing so that we will be able to have that as a frame of reference. And also, we would love to know who actually did write that memo and how they came up with the idea of calling parents a domestic terrorist. One other thing I've got for you. Do you agree with the Supreme Court that the Second Amendment is a civil right? And if so, what is your Civil Rights Division doing to ensure it is being protected?
So just to back up on some of the questions, the memo doesn't say anything about domestic terrorism or calling parents domestic terrorists. I do agree the Second Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights and is therefore a civil right. The Civil Rights Division has some generalized authorities, but it also has specific statutory authorities. I don't know whether there is a specific statutory authority with respect to the Second Amendment that has been given by Congress to the Civil Rights Division. I'm not aware of one. There may be, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay, so we can depend on you and your Department of Justice to stand in support of the Second Amendment. Is that what you're saying, to defend it?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
The Second Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights.
That's what we would like to know, and I'll look forward to the other submissions in writing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.